Okay, all right, so that's the end of that branch. That's a pretty good branch. Well, we know we can go back and we can refuse his offer, so I'm glad that the final offer of letting him die isn't what they wanted to end on. But there's also some other branches that we need to explore. Actually, just one other branch, and it's this one. We're gonna do this the hard way. And in this one, we got our boy back. Rollo's in it, and so is Beck.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze.
Yeah, watch out for him. He's actually pretty smart.
I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
Oh boy. Here he goes.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Yeah, that one didn't work. Let's try again. Maybe second time. Second take. Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
Mr. Tolliver, I said! Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face.
Is this the hard one? Oh, there we go.
Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head.
As I was saying.
He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on. Let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or, well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall.
Pretty good, too.
He slammed the table again.
Yes, impact. Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth can I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran. Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good Lord!
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? He's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where?
His voice faded to a whisper.
Well, we know what the source is. The town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug? I still hate that title.
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Yeah, but nothing happened to him,
swung
so
around with a repentant grimace.
I think you can hit him again and he'll wake right back up and answer that question. Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. We can attest to this. Is there anything more reliable? Well, there is this one place that I've heard about before. It's a place where a bunch of people gather and they write books that are true, but books that are also full of lies. And there's fruit. You might have heard of it. It's the La Banana. If there's any information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Oh, cool. And they teleported us there too. Perfect. Kato! What up, Kato? This is a dang nice library. Thanks. We work hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. He got you working for free? It's quiet, and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? That would be a pretty cool job as a kid, I think. I would enjoy that, dude. A library, literally all day working at a library, that would have been the dream. Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sorta don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Ocho.
6 feet under, 3 towns over.
Whoa, time to learn the truth
The
that we had
kids
already
spent the
learned.
rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered.
I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck on the idea of Luca being told, "You're gonna save the world." In part 2, Pines are burning, Pines freeze.
Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos.
You live in a regular James Bond novel.
Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst.
Yeah, it seeming like she maybe had a better plan, and the plan wasn't initially to kill everybody. It seems like she was trying to stop something and had expected to die from it, and that plan just caused something worse. The Cascade.
But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
And we're back. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life, till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
You've got a better idea. Spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. You don't even know his sister. His sister might be a very nice, enjoyable person to hang out with. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
Just like my sister. You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit? J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my grand's name. Juniper Hartford. Whoa. maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords. I mean, that's entirely possible. It is actually a bit of a stretch to just assume that she was the only J. Hartford in the world. Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, it's a little bit more of a coincidence, but still a coincidence. Okay. This is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under, 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
I told you Gran didn't look like no reindeer. All right, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Wow, this is a strong sun for almost 10, or a strong moon, I guess. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Yeah, and I gotta go back to this stranger that we just figured out is in my house. Can I sleep with one of y'all, or? Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. Wow, he's taking that way better than I am. I just want to go home. That seems simple enough.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet.
Yeah,
and of course, there was Mr. Tolliver
in the basement,
and unconscious in the basement.
Who worked alongside whoever this person is.
With him would be the first order of business.
This is gonna get weird.
Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Man, these kids, they are something else. They are built something different. Music is creepy.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely.
Whoever she is.
She was asleep.
Good.
His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Well, you know, maybe that's why she sleeps by the fire, because she comes from the cold place, the other place. Check on Mr. Tolliver in the basement, with Gran right here. Yeah, that'll make sense, because if he wakes up and screams, Gran won't hear it. We took out her hearing aids, right? Downstairs we go. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Well, it completed that task. Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace. Also, that thing was left open. So Gran came home and saw it was open anyway and probably just like untied him. This is not good. We're terrible at secrets.
Knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned.
I don't know what that was.
Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. I just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars.
Oh boy.
Unscrewed one,
wait a minute.
And shoveled a handful into his
Hold
mouth.
on now. Didn't we not determine if that was jam or not? I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
He's so proud of himself. You're eating explosives, bud. Mr. Nuncreed. Oh God, no, don't eat that one, Luca. Don't eat that one. Okay, now I can think. So, if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Go to sleep. Sure, let's go to sleep with a killer in the house. Killer in the house. This'll be fine. Gran? Okay. Stick to the plan. No. New plan. New plan. Plan has changed. If the situation has changed, the plan needs to change with the situation. Go to bed and play it cool. Luca, I need to see the smart 12-year-old.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him.
And Rollo and Beck.
With each consecutive step, his legs weakened.
Let him go home by himself with all of this.
His stride began to falter.
Oh, or is it because of whatever was in that jam?
He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Yep. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps. And go. Oh!
Luca groaned and tried to move.
Oh, that's not good.
His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground.
It's the jam.
Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
So the jam was delivered to 3 individuals. Were the 3 individuals meant to take the jam, or were they meant to give it to somebody? The jam. That's really not good.
Sweet boy, what did you get yourself into?
Well, she didn't know before. She definitely knows now. There's only one reason we'd be passed out like that, because of what she made for Mr. Nuncreed, which I said we shouldn't have eaten in the first place. Rest now, and let me handle everything. Oh boy.
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9.
A speech to end all speeches.
Oh, we finally get to hear Mr. Kerr's speech.
Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed.
Well, she tucked him in.
He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
No, you drugged yourself. I'm not blaming Graham for that one.
Rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Yeah, that's a better question. Mr. Nuncreed is
Shaking
evil,
the
though.
questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
That's a good thing to remember. Maybe she is good, because Mr. Nuncreed did basically kill Luca in one of our chapter endings. The festival! And we're off. Even further stare. Hey, wait a minute. Somebody's coming. Hey, it's Rollo and Beck. We're not alone anymore. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa. Ho ho. Fly devil. Lie. Oh, where can we use that? I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? Looked around, but haven't found any. We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Whoa, that's a lot of characters. Holy hell, I don't even remember some of you
Augustus
characters.
Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Oh wait, no. Actually, all of y'all. I'm speaking to every single character. Not every of them. There's somebody that's got like a wolf, cat, white, black thing going on we never spoke to. The 3 little bunnies I never spoke to, but they belong to the mother, so maybe we shouldn't be speaking to kids by themselves anyway. Wait, no, he's a kid. It's fine. There's also somebody that's on the bank next to the gator. It looks like a little bear. Haven't spoken to the bear. Is that it? Is that everybody we haven't spoken to? Everybody else looks... Yeah, we've spoken to everybody except those 2. 3, 4. Is this thing...
Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man.
Oh, shit. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Wow, that was... They do not mess with your dad, man. Right. Where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
I mean, he's evil as hell, but you gotta save this guy. Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. I think you got one more than your dad did. What a great turnout. Aw, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Oh, God. Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable. It's inexorable. It's inexorable. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I'm doggone thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which could change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
I've got him where I want him. Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
Eye contact, eye contact. Little Jimmy's not looking at me. I'll make a note of that later. The only way you made it through Foul Harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
The Gator's still reading her book. Is that the narrator reading over there? We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. I don't know what tickled pink is. That sounds gross. Stop tickling the pink. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Oh boy, here we go again. Everybody brace yourselves. Don't worry. A little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Let me see. Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so, it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim...
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Our harvest...
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched.
A lot of frozen deaths lately.
For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end.
Everybody watching you on stage?
On a stage.
Yep.
With an entire town frozen in rapt attention.
Of course.
For the rest of time. The end.
I don't like that ending as much. Funny, but not as good as other ones we've experienced.
There's that ice again!
I know.
Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything!
I know, Gator. I know.
Maybe we should just quit?
No.
Maybe you should just close the book,
Nuh-uh.
walk away, and never think of me
Hey,
again.
don't act like that. We've got plenty of paths. One path to explore. Don't give up just yet. I'm almost there. I can feel it.
No, I don't mean that.
That's right. You don't mean that.
We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again.
One more time is what I'm thinking.
Please.
I will. Wait a minute. Nope. Hold on. Sly. Right back to the interrogation, huh? So hard wasn't the move to make, but we also need to go back over here and see what happens when we refuse the offer. Our branches, they're getting pretty long, pretty thick in the upper areas of the limbs. Here we go. Luca had no choice but to.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened
Not like
his
this.
grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket.
Take us away.
A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help.
Or throw the radio at Mr. Kerr and watch him fall.
Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out.
Maybe. Oh, okay, that works too, I guess.
We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards.
Oh, here we go again.
Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you?
Glad we saved him.
Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair.
Can we push him back in?
Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away.
Founder? Who's the founder?
A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face.
At least you're alive. At least you're alive to have a look, Iggy.
The end.
You did have a really cool ending in the alternate world, though. So no matter what, that was a bad ending. Us going the route of Rollo being captured and us escaping down into this town to see what the other town had become was never going to end well. Good to know.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yeah, no matter what, it was the wrong thing. Okay, so that tells me that we now have to go and slyly talk to Mr. Tolliver. That's the last thing we have left. This is what I'm thinking. It's time for us to be sly.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Ah, so Beck was the one who had the answer. Do you think, Beck?
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
Huh? What's going on here? You're that Moldwell girl. Please, call me Beck. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper, since you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran.
Yes, sly.
This was gonna be easy.
Easier than the hard way and the chill way. You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense. Oh, Mr. Tolliver, oh boy, a little gullible, ain't you?
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Then again, it's your turn to be taken advantage of. You've already done it twice to us. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So, it turns out we're both here to...
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Oh, this better not work. Destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep. Old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out what we're doing to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Cooper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing, really. The other day, I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. You have a password. Know where to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Right, all you gotta do is lock the door and then call Juniper and ask her the truth, and then boom, we're stuck down here and he has the answer and we're at a dead end again. But he's not gonna do that because nobody seems to close that upstairs thing, that upstairs Chinaware cabinet thing, drawer, person, armada.
You guys catch that?
Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells is his apples.
Beck blinked slowly.
Maybe
in
not.
Disappointment.
Maybe not, Rollo. Maybe not that part.
The password, Rollo.
Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf.
Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
You just need to find the hidden meaning.
Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up?
It's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So, U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be...
Ooh! It's an anagram! Nuncreed's Drugstore. And leave it to Rollo again to come through with the answer. I'm telling y'all, man, stop counting my boy Rollo out. He be playing dumb. And he is a little dumb, but he also smart as hell, though.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Rollo, that was incredible.
Well, it's either that or Critten's new drugstore. Playing dumb.
Yeah, I think you're right the first time. How did you do that?
What can I say? I love ciphers.
Well, guess we know where to go next.
Oh, it's nighttime for real. Investigating Nuncreed's drugstore. We can do that. Let's go. Oh, hello. It's Miss Fratelli. Go behind her. Do not talk to her. Or talk to her. Maybe. Whew. Oh, you scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear, that man would be late to his own funeral. Well, if y'all go through y'all's plan, we'll all be late to our own funeral. We'll be late to everything. Stupid plan. Should have asked me, the 12-year-old, about it. I would have told you it was stupid. Perennial harvest still creepy and green. Good to see. Hello, what's this? You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You. I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh. What do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. He's not a nice guy. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. I'm starting to think her name is Eris. I thought they just kept referring to her as a title of Eris, but I think her name is Eris. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard! They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
Okay, so Eris gave the suit to Gran because Gran was trying to infiltrate Perennial Harvest so that she could discover the source and blow it up. There was nothing malicious there. The people that found us were Perennial Harvest. They are the bad guys, plain and simple. Eris is also not involved in this. She just gave the suit to Gran because Gran asked for the favor, and she just wants, plausible deniability because she's kind of an asshole. We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. She's a handful, huh? It's getting late, children. Thanks, Eris. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go check on the narrator, see how she's doing. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Huh. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. Yeah, it's how the legal system is built. Hey, it's Bruce Wayne. What is going on? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Oh, Bruce, what the hell? Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Ugh. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. Okay. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Oh, around here? Okay, the phone booth. I remember going down there specifically and something bad happening. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no. Look at us using knowledge from other timelines.
On the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad that no adult has ever noticed. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Cringe Nude Rug Store! I mean, Underground Secrets! The password!
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Oh, no. I've done this before. I hate this ride. This ride does not end well for us. All right. let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secret. Underground secret. I was like, that did something. Great. Now what? I guess we.
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell.
Told y'all it doesn't end well for us.
Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
Wait, not death though.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Yes. Oh. Okay, new area. Dope,
The air
dope.
was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Did I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Cannot fault that logic. It's good, sound logic. It looks like each of these has something written on them. Well, read it out loud, buddy. Tell us what it says. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Always says, you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Okay. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Hey, you blame my gran, I blame your mom. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Aha, there's the smashed one. This suit has a broken mask. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit, which means it's Mr. Nuncreed. If it walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed. Let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Ah, so it wasn't a love affair that Mr. Nuncreed had for Luca's grandmother. It was more of a, she's up to something, I want to keep an eye on her. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh. Hello? What did you do? Nothing! I didn't even mow yet! Oh, somebody's coming. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed, you don't see us, right? We're in... Oh, shit. 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 Awesome! Bro, what was your chance to say shit in front of an adult? Why did you take it? You all need to come with me, now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Well, you don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, well, nah. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So, you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to notice. I need someone to notice. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick in a villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone. Still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Oh boy. I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
Oh no, he does like the grand. What? You really don't know. My grin isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper! Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. Yeah, but we all died. It's not a good plan. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders.
Uh-oh.
His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now! She's in danger, boy! I don't know. She's had a mat with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain. But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
I know where we're all going. She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? You'll see. If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. Run where? Away. Oh, as far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. Okay, so he's the first adult to actually help the kids, or tell the kids, leave. Every other adult is like, you know, whatever, the kids will figure it out. Oh no, they're frozen. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. You on the other side. Good? Yep. I love this town. Yeah, you came at the right time. Seems like the perfect time to join a new town, get involved in mystery, make a bunch of new
Chapter
friends, meet all the residents. Yeah, Uchu.
The cold, hard truth.
That sounds like the final destination.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along.
Huh.
She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee.
Of course.
Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant,
That's where it
light
pops out at.
blazed into view.
Okay.
A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
So I'm guessing Rollo was kept down there in that one version where he's underground. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there, and y'all came right behind him. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. Rollo wrote. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So, where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Duncreed. I think he went this way. Catch up to Mr. Duncreed! Rollo is all focused on whatever he pushed out of his body. Wait, go back. I want him to see his family's plot, and he'll recognize it. Maybe. Kinda? No, he has no idea yet. All right, well, let's not break it to him here. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time. Duncreed's getting away. Yeah, in another story we do that. Don't worry, we already know what it says. See chapter, we don't know which one, but there's a chapter where we hit it with a snowball. Okay. This is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Duncreed is an alien. Here he goes again. Rollo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Now, Nat could be an alien, so Rollo might get his wish. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. No, you don't. It's funny and entertaining all the time.
As they rounded the
Oh,
corner
here it
to the
is.
frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Duncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild.
Oh boy.
Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Duncreed was after. Graham stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss.
So they threw a bunch of barrels of explosives down there.
Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
But why does she want to destroy the source? What is it the source that's doing that's negative? Outside of freezing this whole town. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca! You and your friends need to leave right this moment!
Mr. Duncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe.
Not really, you're about to kill the kids like not even that long ago.
Luca approached closer.
This is getting
Mr. Nuncreed
intense.
spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
This could end bad.
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to... I want to do the hum, personally. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. I would do the unlucky coin flip, except there's a cat right now between my legs. He won't move, so I can't move. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Rollo says this is to go. We're humming. Psych, weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This all makes sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
Can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll just see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep
Good,
darkness.
that's what I wanted. I wanted our final one to be the right one so the story would end on a complete note, that we'd seen all the possible branches, so... Good, throw it. We know what's gonna happen. Should we
She
count down the
smiled
seconds?
and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation.
You probably should have told her what was gonna happen. I don't know why you just kept saying you don't understand. If you had made her understand, maybe you would have made her stop, but oh well.
The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole.
Everybody exhale.
Punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph? I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, Gran holding on to Luca, too. Dang. Seen a lot of death for them.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant.
Well, at least we know it is actually his grandmother, so we can erase that thought. I don't know why I kept thinking it, but even till the end, I was like, that's not his grandma.
That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end.
Or is it?
Well, that was dire.
As most, now all of our endings have been.
On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Yeah, that's nice. That's true. You got a point there.
Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
We could sing. Yeah, let's try singing, shall we? Oh, wait. What branch is this? Let me make sure there's all the other branches that have been completed. Completed, and completed. Yeah, literally this is the last branch. Of fire and ice. Not even that far back. Hum it, then.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom?
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. Should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. But when he read that obituary, that was the clue. It wasn't that she wasn't the Gran. I mean, yeah, she wasn't the Gran, but it was that she took on the identity of her dead mother. Holy cow. I mean, I was kind of right. I told you that wasn't the Gran. That's crazy. I never would have guessed. I never crossed my mind that she was the mom. That's crazy. That's good storytelling. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now. There's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. All it took was a little hum. You don't understand. He always wins.